Hello traders, welcome to the channel once more. As you can see on my screen already, today we are talking about patience, right? Today I want to talk on patience, right? If you've ever been in a situation that you were impatient in your trading, like you've actually been tested, right? The market will always test your patience every single day that you come to trade. Market will always test you, like you will do this for life. So it's important that you get to grasp the concept, right, behind the whole patience. And in this video I'm going to break down 10 practical steps you can actually take to actually train your patience. It's a muscle, right? Patience can be trained. It can be trained. So before the end of this video, you would have 10 practical steps to take, that can improve your patience in your trading. So without wasting any much of your time, let's quickly jump into the video. So what is patience at first? What is patience? Like before we go into how to actually train your patience muscle. But before we go there, what is patience? So in my own context, right, patience is, I like to simplify things. So I like to, because I know that overcomplication is not the way to success, right? But I mean, practical reasons are there. So overcomplications is really not the way to success. So what is really patience? So patience is simply the means of staying emotionally controlled while waiting. Patience is the ability to tolerate delay, discomfort while waiting. You can also add that as well. That is what patience really is. So you have to start from there. Now this is really a psychological topic per se, but not all your patience problems are psychological. And before the end of the video, you would understand it when we talk about how to actually train your patience, right? So patience is simply the ability to stay controlled while waiting. So I'm narrowing down to trading, while waiting for your setup, while waiting for your time frame to align, while waiting for your strategy to play out, when you are in a trade. Some people think that patience is only when you are impatient waiting for a trade. You can also be impatient when you are in a trade. Inability to hold your trades to your take profit, inability to follow your plan, your desired plan that you said you were going to follow, right? So these are all patience related issues. And so now that you understand the real meaning of patience, like what patience actually is, let's quickly jump into how to train your patience now in trading. So how to actually train your patience. How to actually train your patience in trading, right? So number one, give me a minute guys. Okay, so how to actually train your patience in trading. So number one, actionable steps, right? The number one actionable step that I'll be able to come up with is train yourself to sit still and tolerate discomfort. So number one actionable step that you can actually take to train your patience level is, train yourself to actually sit still and tolerate discomfort, right? So if you are not somebody that can sit on your hands without doing anything, you are this trader that you just want to force the setup. You feel like you are missing out, right? And the only reason you would feel like you are missing out is I would say, probably you don't really understand your system. They say that is why you are feeling that you are missing out. Because if you truly understand your system, right? Some people have a risk to reward ratio of like 1:5. So why are you stressed with 2 losses or 3 losses when you know that when one of your trade goes, you are going to get this, and then eventually maybe that trade comes, the person now takes the trade and eventually sabotages himself by closing early and just taking a rational decision. So you need to train yourself to be able to sit without doing anything. Like, be okay with being bored. A lot of all the profitable traders, they don't trade every day. It's a fact, because I've gotten to converse with a few of them, so it's really a trait that I can see in most of them. So you have to be patient. Like, you just have to be patient. You just have to train yourself. You just have to start. And how do you train yourself? You just accept it. Just sit with the discomfort, sit with the feeling. Don't fight it, because you already know in your head that okay. Some people think that profitable traders don't feel all these emotions, the whole jumping. They actually do feel all of it. You can't. You are human. Like, you are actually human. So you can't eliminate the emotions from yourself, right? But you can control it. You can decide to do with the emotion what you want to do with it. You can decide to act on the emotion or not. So when that mindset is actually in your head, try to force a trade, you've gone to the market, what you're looking for is not there, but you try to force something out of it. So you just have to tell that mindset, and so what? Sit with it. I mean, just sit with it. I don't know any better way to say that. Like, I don't know any better way to say that, but sit with it. Sit with the discomfort. You won't feel good, but sit with it. After a while, the feeling might just go away. It will go away eventually, actually. Sit with it. Try to do something else, Sit with the discomfort. Learn to tolerate discomfort. And this actually leaks into your real life as well. So if you are not somebody that in real life you are patient, it's going to show in your trading, right? So, and if you cannot sit still in real life without doing anything, is going to show in your trade. So train yourself, right? So my second actionable steps is reduce overstimulation. This is very, very crucial part of how to train your patience level, right? Reduce overstimulation. What do I mean by reducing overstimulation? Scrolling on social media, that constant notification, just coming into your phone, the constant stimulation, like you're stimulating your brain so much, like watching a lot of videos, just doing things that will keep making the dopamine in your head to start you start releasing a lot of dopamine, you're stimulating your brain so much. So you want fast dopamine, you want fast dopamine. Like, your trading actually requires your nervous system to be calm. So there is a mindset you need to get into when you want to trade. Like, your nervous system has to be constant. Your emotion has to be constant, calm. Even if this market goes to my stop loss, fine, no problem. Emotion constant, calm. You are calm. So you have to reduce overstimulation. Stop looking for the fast dopamine and apply it to your real life. Stop doing things that will stimulate your brain. Like, just stop the whole overstimulation thing. I don't know how else to explain this, but with what I've said, I think you should actually make a change in your life to reduce overstimulation. My number 3 actionable step, right, is this is very, very crucial as a trader. Reduce the stakes. What I mean by reducing the stakes is reduce your risk. That is simply what I mean. Now, this was the part that I said that not all your impatience problem is psychological. This is very, very powerful. Not all your impatience problem is psychological. Some of them actually come from bad position sizing. Some of them have actually come from over risking. Okay, think of it from this angle. How will you be able to hold your trade if in your head you already know that if price goes to this stop loss, man, what I'm going to lose, like the money I'm going to lose, like you are not ready. You are not ready to lose that money. It is same. It is logical. Just reduce the risk, man. Just risk more. That way you can be patient, because what's the worst that can happen? Yes, price can come back and take my stop loss, and so what? I only lose a chunk of my money, right? Just a little portion of my money. And I know that I have a proven edge, I have a proven system that consistently produces a 1:this, depending on how you trade, right? I'm not here to teach you how to trade. Like, the technical side of trading is usually very easy to learn. And from my experience in the market so far, having been that I've tried trading a lot of strategies, right? I've come to a lot of concepts, not really strategies, a lot of concepts. So I've come to realize that everything literally works. Everything works. Like if you understand how to work your way around it and build your strategy, your edge around the concept, it works. People mistake strategy for concept, right? So let's not drift away from what we are talking about. So reduce the risk on the table, please. It will help your psychology a lot. Try it and see. Just reduce the risk. When the money on the line is too much, you are going to panic. Every candle feels emotional. You are going to force exit. You are going to enter too early. There are a whole lot of things just because the money on the line is already affecting your psychology. And therefore it will make you impatient. So lower the stakes, reduce your risk. The next steps you can actually take is reframe waiting. Reframe waiting. What I mean by reframe waiting, anytime that that thought comes into your mind of why you should just enter, just do something, just ask yourself why are you really waiting in the first place? Most traders think that they are wasting time by waiting, they are wasting time by not doing something, they are missing opportunities, whereas professional traders just see waiting as part of the job. Get that into your mindset. The market pays you for quality decisions, not random decisions, quality decisions. So reframe why you are waiting in the first place. And another thing that what I will add to this, what really makes some people impatient is they don't really know why they are waiting, meaning that they are not convicted in what they trade. Like, you have to have this conviction. How do you have this conviction? It's just by having experience in the market. I'm not going to come and start telling you this and that. It's just you need to have the experience for yourself. So reframe why you are waiting. Stop thinking that you are wasting time while you are waiting. Stop going on Twitter because you see people on X, because you see people posting wins here and there. You start thinking that you are wasting your time as you are waiting for your setup. You are not actually. So reframe that mindset. Reframe why you are even waiting in the first place. When that mindset comes, tell your mind. It's emotional, like try to control yourself, right? Just tell your mind, why are you actually waiting? Ask yourself why you were waiting in the first place. Some people usually they don't do intraday tradings, I'm just using this as a context, they swing, and then suddenly they go on X or wherever, and they see people posting fast result, and they come to their chat, start scaling to lower time frames that they don't really understand. and then force a trade, and you know what next will happen. Most times you will end up losing the money, end up taking the loss, right? So reframe while you are waiting. Reframe the reason as to why you are even waiting in the first place, right? Another actionable step you can take is practice micro delays daily. Practice micro delays daily. This is like very, very important as well, in the context of it also reflects in your real life. So practice micro delays daily in your real life, like in your actual life. Practice micro delays early, right? If you get a notification on your phone, practice not replying too fast. I don't know if this actually makes sense, but if you get a notification on your phone, your friends are texting you, it helps to train this patience muscle. Delay replying the person. I'm not saying you should delay the person, or I'm not saying that you receive very important things that you have to act immediately and then you say, "Oh, I'm practicing patience." No, that's not what I'm talking about. There are some texts that you would see, you will know that, okay, I can actually sit with this for a while. So practice micro delays daily. Practice waiting before replying emotionally. A lot of us have had ended friendships, because we were replying emotionally at the time, and then later we now sat down and realized that, if I would have just controlled myself, I wouldn't have lost this friendship. So practice replying, practice replying chat. Delay them a bit, just for a while, could be 20 minutes, I don't know, depending, but just practice delaying a bit. Then practice delay checking your phone. Do it on purpose. Delay checking your phones. Anytime you feel like checking your phone, you can just sit down for a few minutes. Practice meditation as well. This is not like inside one of the actionable steps I want to talk about today, but if you know it, it's like practice meditation. Try to sit and not do anything, right? Just sit quietly for a few minutes. Delay gratification to intentionally. Delay gratifications intentionally. Patience is a muscle. You can actually train them. With all these things I've said so far, you would know that you can actually train them. You can actually train them. So practice micro delays daily. Another actionable step you can actually take is accept uncertainty in trading. This is actually very powerful. Accept uncertainty in trading. For real, some traders think that they've accepted the fact that the market can do anything, but deep down, if you were to search them, I don't mean what they say, it's easy to say, but deep down, they've not really accepted. They'll put the trade, and deep down, they want the trade to work. You don't place a trade and start wanting the trade to work. It doesn't work that way. If you've truly accepted that the market can do anything, if you've truly accepted that, then why are you over risking? If you've truly accepted that the market can do anything, why are you over risking then? Like, are you expecting magic to happen when the trade does not go in your favor? What are you really expecting to happen if you've truly accepted that there's uncertainty in trading at every given time? The market can do anything. And get me right, it doesn't mean that your strategy is not working, or it could just be the season, right? If you've actually had experience with the market, you will see that seasons changes as well. The way some plays behave in a particular time, all these things work hand in hand. So you have to accept uncertainty in trading. A lot of impatience come from trying to control outcomes. You can't do anything. Like, you can't control what will happen, especially when you are already in the trade. You can't really control what will happen. So you need to accept uncertainty in trade so that before even placing the trade, your risk is already controlled. That way, you've accepted that okay, anything can happen. If you've truly accepted that price can come back and hit my stop loss, why are you over risking? Why are you over risking then? So you need to accept uncertainty in trade, right? Trading is full of probability. It's a probability game, right? So once you truly accept uncertainty, you would stop forcing certainty on the market. I don't think that makes sense. You stop forcing certainty on the market and you become calm. Like I said, always look, check your emotions. Sometimes before you open that chart, ask yourself how you really feel. Are you tensed? If you are tensed, your decision might swift when you go to the chart. Are you calm? Your emotion has to be constant. If you are calm, if you are controlled, if you are emotionally okay as at the time, there is a high chance that you will go into the market and make good decisions. But when you are in chaos, you are overthinking, you have bills here to settle, every now and then, it messes with you as well. So accept uncertainty in trading, be calmer. Another actionable step you can actually take is replace the need for action. I know some of you right now, your mind is beginning to open. You are beginning to understand that this thing works this way. This thing replace the need for action. Many traders are addicted to action. You just want to click by yourself. You just want to be in the market. If you ask, I know a lot of you have been in this situation that you know what to do. You know what your setup looks like. You know everything you do before you trade. But then, simply because you've seen one double bottom, I don't know, whatever you trade, simply because you've seen something forming, suddenly you are no more thinking straight again. You still know your setup, but then on the chart, you know that that's not the setup. But then you are like, this will work, But just replace the need for that action, right? So actionable things you can do, you can go outside, take a walk, exercise, review your past trades. You can backtest, you can journal. But I won't really say backtest though, because so far as you are still going back to look at the chart, that whole temptation might still come, right? That whole temptation might still come. So journaling is okay, go outside, take a walk, drink water, go and cook, go and do something. Just replace that action with another thing. Replace the need for that action with something else. It could be going on a phone call with your favorite person. Just do something, and before you know it, the time will just fleet by, and then you're okay. You've avoided that loss that you would have. You've avoided that trade that you would have gone to force. You've actually controlled it, right? So replace that action with something else, right? Because you won't be able to fight it. The need for action will always come. That's why I said you can't fight your feelings, you can't fight your emotions. They will always come, but you can control it. You've gotten to a certain level of understanding of how the whole Forex ecosystem works. You will know that you really have to control your emotions, right? So you can control it. So replace the need for that action. So another actionable steps you can take, we are at the 8th actionable step so far. Another actionable steps you can take is practice detachment from outcome. This is very, very powerful. This is very powerful. Practice detachment from outcomes. Before I even go into the whole trading thing, let me first show you how to practice detachment in your real life. Now, if you are somebody that struggles with giving, let's assume this earbud, for example. A friend asked you for this earbud and was like, "Guys, please, and can you just dash me this your earbud or something?" And deep down, probably you know that you have other sources that can make you get this earbud again. It's really nothing. Like, so for you, so. But then one thing is not, you can't just give. You can't just give and detach from it. Some people give you something, and when the going gets bad, when everything starts going inside, they get it back from you. They didn't fully detach from that thing they handed over to you. That way it shows in your real life. Sure, it shows in your trading. You are emotionally attached to the trade. That's why one trade messes your whole mood up. You can't even smile again. You tell someone smile, the person say, "I don't feel like smiling." Smiling is not a feeling. Smiling is smiling is opening your mouth and your cheeks. That is you smiling. As I'm smiling now. So smiling is really not a feeling, right? Smiling is not a feeling. So just one loss, there are some people that, imagine they take a loss on Monday, the loss can affect their whole week. Like Monday to Friday, they are not fine again just because of the loss they took on Monday. Probably because the loss blew their account, so they don't have money to like acquire another account, or so they cannot trade. So that way their mood is messed up. Why are you emotionally attached to outcomes? It means that you do not accept number 6, which is that there is uncertainty in trading. If you've truly accepted that there is uncertainty in trading, so why are you emotionally attached to one bad day, one bad week? Profitable traders too have red months. Like the whole month they don't make money. Only judge your system based on a series of backtested data threats. A whole lot of series, not one, not two, not three, not 4 threats. No, series. In like 30 threats, 50 threats, you can now judge, right? So practice detachment, right? Practice detachment. Actually, practice detachment. That mindset alone reduces urgency of making money, urgency of going in a trade. Sometimes analyze the market, see the setup, and not take the trade. Profitable traders don't end up taking all the trades at their model. Though technically it's good to like take all your trades, yeah, I would say, but sometimes practice that detachment from the market. Don't just trade, just sit. So like the next actionable step I will talk about is reduce screen time. Reduce screen time. Let me just say something logical here. As a trader, let's say you go on YouTube, you search for day in the life of a trader, and a whole lot of videos pop up, and then you click on the one that best interests you and go ahead and watch the video. So how do you think those traders actually make those videos? Were they on their screen making the videos? As I'm talking to you now, I have a setup I'm waiting for years, but I've been able to, I don't know how many minutes we are into now, but I'm not even thinking, I don't care, right? If that setup is really for me, whenever I'm done with this video and go back to the chat, the setup will always be there, right? So you really have to reduce screen time. Like, just stop over analyzing the whole chart. Like, bro, there are people trading just break and retest and they're making money. Some traders think that overcomplication is the way to actually make it in this space, but like really, I'm here to tell you that holy grail strategy you're looking for is really not there. Like I don't know, I don't think it's there. Everything works so long as you understand the concept behind it. It works. ICT works, SMT works, support and resistance works, everything works. So just reduce screen time. Just pick one thing that you are okay, something that suits your lifestyle. Something that you enjoy trading. If you enjoy trading, the rejection of a level and break. Whatever you enjoy trading, SMC, you enjoy trading ICT. There's even this one CRT, I guess. So like everything works. Everything actually works. So just stop overcomplicating it. If you are convicted in what you know, like if you understand the concept behind what you know, then you would really see no need of watching the chart every day. The more you stare at the candlesticks, the more your brain wants to participate in the market. The more you stare at the chart, the more your brain wants to participate in the market. Sometimes you can just set alert and leave the chart. Set alert at your level and leave. Even if the odd comes, tell yourself, I already have my alert set. If price is not at my level, I don't trade. So reduce screen time. It will really help in your to train your whole patience as well. So the last actionable step I'm going to talk about is practice delayed execution. Now I'm not saying you should practice delayed execution forever, like because your system could be based on instant, like fast execution. Like I don't know however you trade. So, but I'm saying if you are struggling with how to train your patience level, try to practice delayed execution. Once you see that your whole setup has aligned and everything, sometimes just breathe. Just wait a little. Just wait for a few more minutes. I mean, when price is at your end, just wait sometimes. Just give it like a few minutes, maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. In case you are wondering, oh, what if I wait and price now leaves me? That's still exposing your behavior. I mean, it means that you are not a patient person. If your mind says you're already thinking, price, what if price leaves me? Because I'm trying to practice waiting for 2 minutes. What if price goes? That is the behavior. That is you. It means that you can't be patient. I mean, you cannot be patient. You cannot be patient. So delay that execution. Sometimes before you click that by yourself, just try to delay it. That small delay will weaken your impulsive behavior over time. That small delay. Sometimes you can even tell yourself, I don't want to trade on Monday. No matter what the market does, no matter how beautiful the setup will be and everything, I don't trade. Practice delayed execution. Practice it. If you continue practicing this, it will get to a point that it will be automatic. It will be an automatic behavior that you do without even thinking. You just see your setup, you wait for it, comes to you, you take your trade, you be calm, like constant. Like I said, emotions, calm. So patience in trading is not natural. It doesn't come natural. It's trained. Except probably since where we grew up from and where we are from, our whole system, our belief system and everything affect our trading, they say. So if you grew up in a household that they were patient, waiting for a lot of things, probably it will take you shorter period of time to master your whole patience in your trading. But if you grew up in the opposite, it takes you longer. So have some grace on yourself too as well. Don't push too hard on yourself. It's not that complicated, right? So your strategy may not necessarily be the problem as to why the figures are not showing on your MT5 or as to why the money is not actually coming. And I'm not saying this, I'm not saying that, I've made a lot of money. No. Like, I'm still trying to fix myself as well. In this trading, learning never ends. So your problem might just be inability for you to wait. the market actually rewards people that are patient more than people that are even smart. For real, you see someone that is is actually trading only break and place on one pair, and the person is printing money consistently because the person knows how to wait. The person understands the system, right? The person understands the system. So these are like my 10 actionable steps that I've been able to come up with. There will be more other steps, I mean, but these are actually 10 practical steps you can take to actually train your patience in your trading career as a journey. So please, if this is something that you are interested in, like, so please like, subscribe to the channel so I can keep making videos like this, and try to give back to the community. So peace out.